and get out, take care of business. Coming off of 3 straight 100-point games, this is one of the biggest scoring stretches in program history. I think they're really going to look to just take care of business against a team that they know should be inferior to them.
And Dan alluded to it just before. Paige Kohler, the first triple-double in program history on Sunday versus Lords. And she's joined in the starting lineup by Kaya Woods, Emily Cecil, Jasmine Fern, and Jaden Cook, as Janea Donahue and Taya Ellis are out today. What do you expect from the Falcons starting 5?
You know, I think this is a really good opportunity. Like you said, Ellis and Donahue not getting the start today, staying out due to some injuries, but I think that opens up a lot of opportunities here for this lineup to kind of see, you know, who can cook and how, getting these extra minutes and starting out the game for the Falcons. So I look to some of those players to have a big game, but as we already know, Paige Kohler is the bona fide star of this team. The first triple-double in program history, 17, 10, 10. You cannot overstate that enough. This is a player who's had the chance to learn from other great Bowling Green guards, Morgan Sharps, Lexi Fleming, and Amy Velasco in the past, and now she's the go-to option. Expect a big day from her, as we've seen in the last few games as well.
And they take on a Lemoyne team that just lost to Marquette on Sunday. Bowling Green also lost to Marquette earlier in the season. And the starting lineup for the Lemoyne Dolphins is Peyton Dinsher, Eli Clark, Sierra Linnon, Caden Clark, and Ashley Baragas, as the Clarks are sisters on the team, one a sophomore, one a freshman. What do you expect out of this Lemoyne team today?
Yeah, this Lemoyne team, former Bowling Green assistant under Fred Shamil from 2 years ago, Nick DePillo, the head coach of this team. And this is a team that's been struggling with the season. They're only 1-8. They haven't started conference play yet, but this is a team struggling. They really would like to get another win. Tough place to do it here in Nick DePillo's return to the Falcons. This is a team only 2 years removed from getting runner-up in the NEC conference tournament. But they've been a little bit struggling since then, still trying to find their identity under Nick DePillo. Only 3 players from that runner-up team currently on the roster still, so definitely a lot of change-up for this Dolphins team, and I think they're really just going to look to compete today as Nick DePillo takes on his former boss.
And do you think that part of the reason Lemoyne has struggled is that they have 3 underclassmen in their starting lineup?
Yeah, and I think there's growing pains to be expected. You know, the college game is always going to be different. You've got a head coach at his first head coaching stop as well, only in his second season. And so, these things take time to develop. I think this is a program that certainly stands to look up. You know, it's a program that's historically been able to do well in the NEC. So I think there's absolutely a bright, future ahead for this group. But right now, they're still finding themselves, and I think that 1-8 record reflects that. I think we're going to see some more of those growing pains for this team today, frankly.
And we obviously mentioned Paige Kohler for the Falcons. Who stands out for the Lemoyne team, in your opinion, that you want to have a lookout for today?
I think a player to look at here is Eli Clark, the older of the 2 siblings, Caden Clark, the freshman, and Eli Clark, the sophomore, both starting today. A preseason All-NEC selection. I would look for her to be a big contributor today.
And she did have 20 points in their lone win of the season versus Lafayette, an 82-79 overtime win. And since then, they have had some close games, but besides the OT loss to Cornell, as of late, they've lost big against Illinois and Marquette, and a close loss to St. Bonaventure University as well. Now, any final thoughts before we take a break here as the anthem starts in a few moments? Yeah,
I think it's kind of just a tale of 2 teams here. For the Falcons, I think you're looking to continue the momentum that you've had for the past 3 games. If you can sniff that triple-digit mark again, great. If you can't, you're dealing with some injuries and new starters. That may be understandable. For Lemoyne, you're just trying to play competitive. Like you said, 51-52 loss in overtime. Only a 9-point loss against the Bonnies, St. Bonaventure. You've competed with a lot of programs. This Bowling Green program is one that you can compete with. I don't expect them to win this game, Adam, but they can absolutely compete, and I think they're going to try to start out hot in this one.
Well, thank you, Holden. It will be an exciting one to call with you, and we'll take a break here on Falcon Women's Basketball on WBGU 88.1 FM.
There's so much more WBGU content available online through our social media profiles on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Subscribe to our feeds to get the most up-to-date information about the program schedule, show hosts, and upcoming promotional events. Return to Radio Freedom with WBGU on 88.1 FM, Northwest Ohio's community radio station.
Hi, I'm Lauren Hovey on the BGSU volleyball team, and these are my Falcon 4 off-day activities. My first one would be spend time with family and friends if they're in town, because I love them. My second one would be read my book because it's relaxing. My third one would be go get coffee because who doesn't love coffee? And my fourth one would be go get groceries so I can make food for the week.
I had 5 drunk driving charges in the last 6 years of my drinking, and I drank for over 55 years. My probation officer threatened me with a year in jail. So the next day I went to my first AA meeting. I had tried many times in my life to quit drinking, but always went back to even heavier drinking. For me, the AA program has been the easier, softer way to stop drinking.
Visit AA.org for more information and download the Meeting Guide app to find a meeting near you.
Hey there, BGSU graduate Jason Jackson from the Miami Heat here. Make sure to tune into the Zig Zone every Sunday at 4 p.m. on WBGU 88.1 FM, home of the Falcon Media Sports Network.
Homegrown radio with a local focus, WBGU 88.1 FM. We've got BGSU Falcon athletics, community DJ shows, original podcasts, and local news you won't hear anywhere else. Tune in anytime, anywhere, streaming live at bgfalconmedia.com. WBGU 88.1 FM, your voice, your music, your community.
If you served honorably in our nation's armed forces and you're looking for a way to continue serving your fellow veterans and your community, then join AMVETS. Each year, AMVETS members volunteer millions of hours at VA healthcare facilities from coast to coast, helping to improve the lives of their fellow veterans through the VA Voluntary Services Program. AMVETS posts and departments also participate in a wide variety of community service projects, ranging from Americanism in our schools to supporting the Special Olympics and Boy Scouts of America. Even if you no longer wear the uniform today, you can still serve through the AMVETS by joining today at amvets.org.
Season's greetings from 88.1 FM WBGU, Northwest Ohio's community radio station.
Interested in joining Falcon Media Sports Network? If you're looking to get involved, send an email to sports@bgfalconmedia.com.
Unlike other local sources, Falcon Media Sports Network and BG Falcon Media will never charge a paywall to view our content. However, if you are looking to support student media, you can donate at the bottom of our stories on bgfalconmedia.com.
Are you a fan of BG Falcon Media and the Falcon Media Sports Network? You can show your support for BGSU student media by donating at the bottom of the page of stories on bgfalconmedia.com. Looking for a BGSU Athletics talk radio show? Tune into the Zig Zone every Sunday at 4 p.m. where a panel of Falcon Media Sports Network members discuss the hottest BG sports topics. Only on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Join the Zig Zone Sundays from 4 to 6 p.m. on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Welcome back to the Stroh Center as they do pregame introductions between the Bowling Green Falcons and the Moyne Dolphins. Adam Duffin joined alongside by Holden Ruck for this Tuesday morning school day game, as you will hear the kids in the stands loud throughout this one. And Holden, as we get ready for this, you talked about it in the pregame, how important it is for these players to take advantage of this opportunity. Jaden Cook getting the start in place of Taya Ellis, and Emily Cecil as well in place of Janea Donahue. How important is a game for those two?
Like I said, this is a team that has a lot of momentum. Over the past 3 games, again, you're scoring 100 points. That's an incredibly high volume of scoring, especially for a program like this. And, it's maybe a little bit of a stranger scoring that high. And so to be, Cook or Cecil in this situation, it's a great opportunity to get in and get into your own rhythm. And I think it's especially critical when you look at the fact that this is the last non-conference game of the season for the Falcons. They're going to be, as Dan mentioned on the pregame, they're going to be playing Kent State this Saturday, the 20th, and that's where these games start to matter. Coach Fred Schmiel's team, this is his 3rd year. They've been to the MAC tournament twice. They've been bounced in the first round tournament twice. This is a team that wants to get over the hump, that wants to start getting those tournament wins and really, truly contending for a MAC title, and you need everybody firing on all cylinders for that to happen. So I think it's essential for everybody on the roster to take advantage of their opportunities, really get in a good rhythm heading into conference play so you can open it strong, because Kent State is not going to be a slouch when that Saturday game comes around.
And you talk about hitting on all cylinders. The Falcons have won 5 straight games. They won the 2nd game they played in Alaska, and then the first 4 games they've played at home so far this season. And MAC play does start on Saturday versus Kent State. That will be Lucas Kleinmeyer and Trey Kennedy on the call for that one. And then they play a road game again, not until December 30th against Eastern Michigan. So they have a bit of a break between their next couple games, then they get into more of a flow of things as conference play, most games on Wednesdays and Saturdays. So they won't be playing at 11 a.m. in any other games this season.
No, and the crowd certainly won't sound quite this high-pitched in other games, I would reckon, as well.
As almost the whole side of the court underneath the basket is occupied by kids in the student section from local schools, and even the surrounding ones behind us towards the baselines.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see how this one stacks up compared to other games this season in terms of attendance. Certainly a busy-sounding crowd from right here.
Now the players just heading off the floor now for one final lineup. As Bowling Green, you mentioned their scoring. Before their home stretch, they were in the bottom 20 in the country in shooting percentage from the field and 3. And really, they didn't have a bright spot besides maybe their free throw percentage was okay, but they've bounced back. You mentioned 3 straight games scoring 100, and they are certainly looking their best heading into conference play.
Yeah, and they're really starting to look their best offensively at the best time possible. Now ranking above anybody else in the conference with really those 100-point games carrying a lot of the weight. But through their 10 games played, their 6-4 record, Bowling Green 760 points with a 76-point per game average. Really solid line. Definitely going to be inflated, as we know, from playing some of those lower-tier opponents, so to speak. But still a place you like to be if you're Fred Schmiel's squad.
Also a little deflated when you go on the road against South Carolina.
Very true.
So
it gives and takes, absolutely.
Now at center court, Jaden Cook tips it over to Jasmine Fern, and Kaya Woods drives, hands off in the right wing to Emily Cecil. Falcon swinging around, Kohler driving, inside, stutter step, left-handed layup. Paige Kohler gets it started early.
Side on the hardwood there, but how smooth by Kohler to open up the scoring.
Now Eli Clark dribbling it down the floor, the leading scorer for the Dolphins. Looking for help on the outside, eventually finds it in Baragas. Clark got the ball back, stuck in the right corner, dribbles by Kaya Woods, passes it up top to Dinsher. Dinsher into the corner, gets the ball back. Dinsher from way outside just misses that 3. And it will be tipped out of bounds off Baragas. Falcons ball.
Great job by Jasmine Fern there, just getting in the face of Dinsher, making her take a shot contested. Missed there, good defense by the Falcons.
The Falcons against Kentucky State had a 27-0 first period a couple games ago. Kaya Woods now fakes a dribble handoff, passes it at the free throw line. Jaden Cook. Cook Misses her handoff to Cecil, now gives it to her. Kohler, left wing three. Has that one rattle in and out. Rebounded by Baragas. Baragas handed it off to Clark. Clark passes it over to Lennon. Ball is eventually moved around. Baragas, right elbow. Hands it off to Clark. Clark gave it to her older sister. Now passed into the corner and made by Sierra Lennon. That's a 3-2 now. Lemoyne on top. Quickly in transition. Jasmine Fern passes it to Cook. Right block. Cook spins. Uses the backboard. Has it go too far.
And it's one basket, but you got to love that already if you're the Pillow squad.
And Clark passes it to Baragas, who is open underneath the basket. 5-2 now for the Dolphins over the Falcons as we are 2 minutes into this one. Fern has it top of the key, moves it over to Cecil. Jaden Cook, left baseline, powering inside, trying to spin, and gets fouled on her way up. They're going to call it on Baragas for her first foul of the game.
Great job by Cook just using that leverage to go for the shot there. Thought it might go down there, but gets fouled nevertheless, and a chance to tack on some points.
And we've already seen it early. Jaden Cook, they're trying to utilize her down low in the paint as she is 6'3". A challenge for this Dolphins defense.
Absolutely. When you've got a player with that size, you have to take advantage of it.
Her first free throw is nothing but net to make it 5-3 now. And a big part of the post game for Fred Shamil, as Cook misses the second one, was to get off to a hot start, and it hasn't gone that way so far. Dribbling down the floor, Caden Clark, the freshman. Nice nifty move and hits it from the left side. 7-3 now. Woods pass it over to Fern in the left corner, and offensive foul on Kaya Woods as she passed it and maybe armbarred someone on her way to the corner.
You know, Adam, I know it's only the early going still, but a really good job so far by the Dolphins, just staying aggressive on the Falcons here.
Eli Clark used the screen from Lennon, but Sierra Lennon did almost the same thing Woods did on the other end, just used too much force on her screen, and it will now be Falcons ball.
Yeah, I tried to downplay it a little bit at the end there, but that's not one you're going to get away with.
Kaya Woods dribbling it down the floor, the 5th year, transferred from Akron. Woods hands it off to Cecil. Cecil finds Kohler in the right corner. Paige Kohler hits from outside. As Paige Kohler already up to 5 points now in the early going.
Missed her first take from beyond the arc, but a nice make there for Kohler.
And a traveling violation on the other end by Caden Clark, as the kids are already into this one.
Well, with the score at where it is right now, there's no surprise there.
Well, it is Lemoyne up 7-6. The scoreboard says 6-7 as Fern hands it off to Cecil on the left elbow. Cecil finds Cook on the right block, and that pass not able to be gathered. A turnover for the Falcons, and the Dolphins will take it down the other end of the floor as Joniah Bland-Fitzpatrick will come in for Cecil after that turnover.
A little high on that pass there, but again, when you've got a weapon of 6'3", you got to take those chances sometimes.
The Clark sisters inbound it and pass it back. Passed over to Lennon. Lennon to Dincher. Baragas looking for help at the top of the key. Finds it in Lennon on the left wing. Lennon, step back three from towards the top of the key and misses that one off the front iron, and it will go out of bounds.
Nobody there to get the board for the Dolphins, and the much wanted ball back for the Falcons there.
Now substitution as Wangolo will come into the game, as well as Amaya McLeod. 7-6, Lemoyne on top with 6 minutes to go in the first period. Fern hands it off to Bland-Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick finds Kohler in the left wing. Kohler fires immediately, has it bounce off the rim twice and misses. Offensive rebound by Bland-Fitzpatrick. She gets it back to Kohler. Kohler to Fern. Fern from the left wing now. Misses that one. Blaine Fitzpatrick dives in the corner and can't save it from going out of bounds.
And this is the kind of shooting early that feels a little bit familiar to kind of those earlier stretches this season that the Falcons had, where a little more trouble making their shots fall. And not the most contested threes there either, but it is certainly early still, so.
Ball is inbounded as Wangolo brings it up the floor, guarded by Clark. Wangolo, junior guard, out of Canada. Dribbles it towards the left wing, finds Baragas down low. Baragas spins, passes out to Eli Clark. Clark drives up mid-range. Pure from there, and now 9-6. Moyne on top.
Nice move there from Clark. No need to drive him farther, pull up at mid-range.
Fern gets the ball on the left wing, fires it immediately from Woods. Jasmine Fern has it all knotted up at 9 apiece as we just approach the 5-minute mark here in the first period. Wangolo passes it right side over to Lombardi. Lombardi had an errant pass tipped away. Clark recovered it. Baragas got fouled all the way back towards the logo. And they're going to say it was on Jaden Cook, as we will head to our media timeout with BG and Lemoyne knotted up at 9. This timeout is sponsored by Juniper Brewing Company, 145 South Main Street in downtown Bowling Green, featuring coffee and craft beer and serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner. See the latest menu at juniperbrew.com. You're listening to Falcon Women's Basketball on WBGU 88.1 FM.
This is Northwest Ohio's community radio station, WBGU 88.1 FM. Like, follow, and subscribe to our Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter feeds for access to special content, program, and DJ information, and so much more. Return to Radio Freedom with the WBGU on 88.1 FM and online social media profiles. Thanks for listening to WBGU Bowling Green.
On October 4th, 2024, BGSU volleyball opposite hitter Lauren Hovey recorded her 115th career service ace in BG's comeback reverse sweep of Western Michigan, passing Paige Penrod for the most in program history during the rally scoring era. Falcon Media Sports Network's Chaz McNeil had the call of the historic moment on WBGU 88.1 FM.
And that will make history. Lauren Hovey's 115th ace in the rally scoring era is in the history books as the Stroh Center applauds.
This has been a Falcon Media Sports Network featured call.
Now back to more Falcon basketball action live on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Welcome back to the Stroh Center as Bowling Green and Lemoyne are tied at 9 apiece as we are halfway through the first period here in the Stroh Center. Right now for the Falcons, Paige Kohler has 5 points leading the way for them, and Sierra Lennon has 3 for Lemoyne. Holden, what have you thought so far in the first 5 minutes of play?
Yeah, I mean, just over halfway through this first one, and honestly a really impressive showing from Lemoyne. I mean, they just came out swinging early. They've got 4 players on the board, and just keeping pace with Bowling Green, even leading by 3 until that last three-pointer from Jasmine Fern. A really nice take, by the way. Shout out to Fern for that one. But yeah, I mean, really competing hard. You can see the Bowling Green defense starting to wear down on them, but they're keeping it close.
Clark passed it into Wangolo, and now her pass is swatted away by Cook. Wangolo passes it outside over to Ava Johnson, who just subbed in the game. Johnson gets the ball, right elbow, spinning, looking for a pass down low. 3 on the shot clock. Wangolo drives, loses the ball, turns it over out of bounds.
Tough time to turn it over for the Dolphins, who feel like they're losing a little bit of the momentum they came out of the gate with.
Joniah Bland Fitzpatrick will be the one to bring it up the floor. Uses a screen from Kohler. Drives towards the right side. Back out to Fern. Fern to Kohler. Kohler, left corner. Goes baseline. Passes it over to Kaya Woods in the right corner. Now Jonai Bland Fitzpatrick had it, tried to make a pass, and got fouled. Falcons will have 20 on the shot clock as Woods will inbound from near half court. Passes it in to Kohler. Kaya Woods gets it right corner. Dribbles it back out up top, looking for help. Gives it to Fern, right corner. Fern to Cook down low. Jaden Cook has it stolen away. That was by Amaya McLeod. And now Eli Clark will bring it up the floor. Clark over to Johnson. Johnson looking for a pass down low, doesn't have it. Clark now gets double teamed, leaves Ava Johnson open on the left wing. She misses that off the back iron. Long rebound tipped around, and Kaya Woods, the smallest player on the floor, gets it. Kohler dribbles it down the floor quickly, finds Fern. Jasmine Fern, left wing, misses that off the back iron. Long rebound by Wangalo.
Tough break there. A couple of pretty uncontested three-pointer attempts there, but neither fall.
Wangalo passes it to Johnson, gets it right back. Left wing now, down to the left block to Johnson. Tries to make a pass underneath. Johnson still looking for help and has it stolen away as Paige Kohler was in the passing lane. Kohler drives all the way to the basket and finishes it through contact, giving the Falcons the lead, 11-9 with 3 minutes to go in the first.
Great job staying poised there by Kohler and finishing the drive there.
Fought through the contact, and now Eli Clark drives right baseline, goes to the basket, has her layup go too far, rebounded by Kaya Woods. Woods dribbles towards the right side, goes up, and gets fouled. Ava Johnson hits Kaya Woods on her way up, as there's a 11-inch height difference in that matchup.
Tough one for the Dolphins, though. A spot there where it doesn't feel like you had to give up the foul to stop that shot from going down. I'm not sure that it was on target, but.
And now we have a timeout here. So this timeout is sponsored by Juniper Brewing Company. You can find the latest menu at juniperbrew.com. We'll stay here for this shortened timeout as Kaya Woods will go to the free throw line. What have you noticed in these past couple minutes of play that have gotten the Falcons at least going a little bit more?
Well, I think they've just been able to stop the Dolphins on their own opportunities. For the Dolphins, being clearly the underdog here, playing a little bit of a league above you, you can't afford to make mistakes on the easy things. That last three-pointer attempted and missed by the Dolphins, you got to have that. Those are your bread and butter. Those easy ones are how you compete and stay in a game like this. The Falcons are always going to make the contested stuff harder and going to try to contest you wherever they can. You can't afford to give up those freebies.
Kaya Woods hits the first free throw. And one of the things right there is Kaya Woods has been able to get 2 rebounds in a pile of people on the defensive end to give the Falcons possession. And she hits the second free throw as well to make it 13-9, and she'll be subbed out as the freshman Kira Miller will come in for her. 2:40 to go in the first.
And you alluded to a height gap, but those are big rebounds for a player only 5'3".
Michelina Lombardi checked in the game and passed to Wangalo. Now it's swung around to the left corner, and there's a charge foul as Amaya McLeod went in too hard. Kiara Miller stepped up and took the hit.
Couple down on the hardwood for both sides, but Falcons come out the winners of that interaction.
And that's something teammates love. You come into the game, immediately take a charge, and now Kiara Miller will be the one to bring it up the floor. Hands it off to Kohler. Kohler tried to pass it to Gherkin, but Gherkin was in the middle of setting a screen. Bad miscommunication there.
Right here, where you're the Dolphins, you got to capitalize on that mistake from the Falcons.
Wangalo passes it over to McLeod on the left side. McLeod drives hard to the basket, had her shot blocked and out of bounds as Fern and Kohler were on defense there. McLeod will be subbed out for Caden Clark.
That take from McLeod was interesting. It almost looked like she was just trying to get fouled with the way that she actually went up for it.
And Wangalo passes it in to Sierra Lennon, who is wide open on the left wing for 3. 13-12, Falcons barely hanging on to the lead. Fern, left wing, gave it to Joniah Bland Fitzpatrick. Drives strong to the basket. Right-handed layup. Had it blocked, falls down, and the Falcons will inbound from underneath the basket.
Falcons maintaining possession, but a nice block there from Baragas, just getting in there and making them take another chance at it.
Baragas, 6'1", out of New York. Kara Miller, top of the key, with 13 on the shot clock. Dribbles right side, backs out towards the right wing. 7 on the shot clock. Kohler trying to get a screen set up, drives, falls down left wing. Jasmine Fern just misses it. Rebound underneath is taken away. Peyton Dincher now guarded in the backcourt. Gets it over to Wangalo. Wangalo does a crossover move, passes it to Baragas on the inside, and she just misses a floater. And they're going to call a foul underneath on Kira Miller on the box out.
Kaden Clark there, missed time trying to get the rebound, but goes in favor of Lemoyne anyway.
Falcons only at 3 team fouls, so Dolphins not in the bonus yet. They need 5 to get there. The ball is inbounded to Lennon. Lennon, deep 3, has it just fall short. Rebounded underneath by Baragas, and then stolen away by Cecil. Emily Cecil comes back into the game. Kohler now drives hard at the basket down the floor and finishes it with the right hand. The second time she's done that today, and she's up to 9 points. And on the other end of the floor, the pass tipped away by Kohler and hits right in front of us.
Coming in hot to the press bench there.
(15-12), 56 seconds left. Wangalo, guarded closely by Woods, drives to the left side of the basket, stops, had the shot tipped away a little bit, and now Fern brings it down the floor for the Falcons. Jasmine Fern passes it right side. Paige Kohler drives strong in the basket and finishes it with the right hand again. Paige Kohler already at 11 here in the first quarter. 17-12 with 32 seconds to go.
Adam, this looks like one where Paige Kohler might be stuffing that stat sheet a bit.
She has not been denied yet today. 5 for 7 from the field. Baragas has it towards the top of the key, guarded by Lauren Gherkin. And her pass goes out. It was last touched by Sierra Lennon, and another turnover for the Dolphins. Bowling Green has 15.8 seconds. The shot clock will be off.
Another costly turnover there for the Dolphins. Excuse me.
Already 6 turnovers in the first period for the Dolphins. Kohler has it with 6 seconds. Got it back to Woods. Woods uses a screen. Finds Fern to Cecil. Shot clock expiring, and Emily Cecil hits from beyond the arc. 20-12 in favor of the Falcons after the first period, as that got all the students in attendance pumped up. Good start to the game for the Falcons. You're listening to Falcon Women's Basketball on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Continue the WBGU experience online by engaging with our social media profile on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Subscribe to our feeds to stay connected with the local community and receive information about special events and programming. Like us and share our content to help build the WBGU audience. 88.1 FM, WBGU, Bowling Green is Northwest Ohio's community radio station.
Ever heard of Falcon Media Sports Network's broadcast on Falcon Radio or WBGU 88.1 FM but don't know where to listen? Well, set down the radio, pick up your phone, and go to bgfalconmedia.com and scroll to the bottom of the page to stream Falcon Radio and WBGU 88.1 FM for all broadcasts.
The BGSU women's basketball team continued their home stretch at the Stroh Center with a matchup against the Moyne Dolphins on Tuesday, December 16th, with tip-off at 11 a.m. Falcon Media Sports Network's Adam Duffin and Holden Ruck will have the call on WBGU 88.1 FM with pregame starting at 10:35.
After this game wraps up, more coverage continues online at bgfalconmedia.com.
Welcome back to the Stroh Center as we begin the second quarter. Bowling Green leading Lemoyne 20-12. Holden, what are your thoughts after that first period?
I mean, to be honest, when you look at what Bowling Green has done to some of these smaller mid-major teams in the past few weeks, including that 27-0 first quarter they had against Kentucky State, you know, not a bad performance from Lemoyne in this first quarter, but the turnovers are really going to be costly for them. You know, Bowling Green is just a team that has enough talent. You know, they've got good shooters. Paige Kohler is a star. You know, you can't be giving them extra possessions. So I think Lemoyne really needs to cut down on the turnovers. But other than that, they haven't played that bad. But in the last 5 minutes and 29 seconds there, Bowling Green went on a 14-3 run compared to the Dolphins. So the Falcons just need to keep playing their ball. Lemoyne needs to cut down their turnovers if they want to have a chance to compete in this one.
Bowling Green already at 4 turnovers. Lemoyne at 6, as we will get underway with Eli Clark getting the ball, passes it over to Praise Matthews, who just subbed in the game. Matthews gets the ball, right elbow, takes a mid-range shot and hits. Praise Matthews gets the scoring started early in this second quarter.
She had to pull back extra far on that one. Pretty contested, but a great shot.
20-14 now. Kaya Woods passes it to Jasmine Fern. Fern to Cecil, to Kohler in the left corner. Kohler gets it back out. Ball is swung around. Kaya Woods drives, passes it right corner. Jasmine Fern hits the 3, heavily contested over Praise Matthews. 23-17 now. Eli Clark dribbles it down the floor. Good pass underneath to her sister, Kaden. And now it will be 23-19. As the scoreboards seem to stop working. Jasmine Fern passes it over to Cecil. Cecil to Woods. Woods, top of the key to Kohler. Kohler lets it fly. Paige Kohler just misses. Fought underneath by Gherkin. Can't get it away from Sierra Lennon. Dolphins have the ball. The Clark sisters pass it around before Praise Matthews gets it on the left wing. Matthews to Sierra Lennon. Now Kaden Clark. Dribble at the top of the key. Pass it around to Rachel Lynch, who just came into the ball game. Lynch left with the ball with 5 seconds on the shot clock. Gave it to Matthews and a charge call. Emily Cecil stood firm and Praise Matthews.
Cecil really making the most of her minutes so far, hitting that three-pointer to beat the buzzer of the first quarter and then standing in and taking the charge there. Really getting the most out of these minutes.
And they might have not counted the one shot as a 3 for the Dolphins. It is 23-16 with 8:10 to go in this second quarter. Kai Woods was passing it to Joniah Blaine Fitzpatrick before Jaden Cook is called for the 3-second violation, as she had just come back into the game.
Here's a good chance for the Dolphins here to slow down the Falcons, get back on the board, cut into this lead a little bit.
Eli Clark dribbles it down the floor and gets called for a foul as she bumped into Blaine Fitzpatrick after making a pass.
It feels like the Dolphins are creating a lot of opportunities to get caught up on these offensive fouls with as long as their plays are taking to develop.
And now, I believe there's a talk between the coaches, Nick DePillo for Lemoyne and Fred Shamil for the Falcons, as there was this dispute on the call. Kaya Woods passes it over to Layla Harrison. Harrison to Blaine Fitzpatrick to Cecil, who just misses that one off the front iron from the corner. Clark passed it down the floor to her sister, Kaden, and turnover there. You would think siblings would have perfect chemistry on the floor.
A little off target there. Anybody with siblings knows sometimes you don't quite get on the same page with them, but definitely one the Falcons are happy to have go their way. A little miscommunication there. Have to see if the Dolphins can shore that up.
9 turnovers now on the day as Kaya Woods brings it up the floor for the Falcons. Woods to Kohler, gets it right back. Top of the key still. Woods drives, kicks it out, Bland Fitzpatrick. Now to Kohler in the corner. Kohler drives, kicks, and they're going to say her foot was just touching out of bounds. Turnover number 6 on the day for Bowling Green.
Good job by the Dolphins really pushing the Falcons to the perimeter there, but you can tell they're getting a little bit gassed on defense. I mean, you look at Wongalo, and she's having to run all over the place just to cover the top of the key. It'll be interesting to see how they can adjust as the Falcons offense continues to move the ball like this.
The Falcons like to utilize a lot of dribble handoffs, screens. They make it difficult for the defense to keep up.
I can't blame them. I'm gassed looking at it.
Clark passes in to Wongalo, who's double teamed. Caden Clark dribbling down the floor, chase from behind, still holds the ball all the way to the corner, passed it down low. Good finish inside by Rachel Lynch. 23-18 now, Bowling Green on top. 7 minutes to go in this one. Kaya Woods brought it down the right side of the floor. Layla Harrison gets it, passes inside to Jaden Cook. Cook tried to finish over a couple players and misses that one. Much to the dismay of Fred Shamil. Now a pass by Caden Clark sails out of bounds. Another turnover for the Dolphins, their 10th of the day.
It looked like she was looking towards Rachel Lynch again, the 6'3" freshman for the Dolphins. It'll be interesting to see if they get her more involved, as she's really the only player on their roster, save for Ava Johnson, who we haven't really seen much of this game.
Sophia Moskane subs into the game, the redshirt freshman out of Brazil for the Falcons. Paige Kohler drives left baseline, kicks it up to Kohler. Now Layla Harrison left open for 3, misses that one. And underneath, Joniah Bland Fitzpatrick gets fouled. Fought for that offensive rebound, and she'll earn a trip to the line. Rachel Lynch was the one credited with the foul. And Bland Fitzpatrick misses the first one. She spent her past 2 seasons at Seton Hall before becoming a Falcon. And she misses the second one as well. Still remains 23-18 with 6:15 to go in the second. Quickly brought down the floor by McLeod, and McLeod lost her footing. And a traveling violation, another turnover for the Dolphins.
I mean, they're at 11 now, Adam. Just not a good look for them. You've already almost doubled what you had in the first quarter.
Kaya Woods uses the screen for Moskane. Moskane gets it, swings it around. Bland Fitzpatrick from the left corner, misses that 3. Harrison fought for the rebound, but it's out of bounds. Lemoyne will have possession.
Falcons are starting to fall off a little bit on the efficiency here.
Jasmine Fern comes in the game for Layla Harrison to try to kickstart the offense, and a late substitution as Sierra Lennon comes out of the game for Peyton Dincher for Lemoyne. McLeod will be the one to inbound. Can't find anyone, gets to Baragas underneath her own basket. McLeod uses a screen from Baragas towards half court. Now to Wongalo. Baragas gets it towards the right elbow, fakes, tries to drive. Guarded closely by Moskane, finishes it strong, and one. Ashley Baragas goes up strong.
Really feels like a strength for this Dolphins team to compete might be working into the post more. When you look at this Falcons roster, outside of Jaden Cook, Kendall Moxie, your other biggest players, Moskane 6'2", the first two I mentioned 6'3", but they're not, you don't have typically many of them in the game at the same time.
And Baragas also hits the free throw to convert the and one. 23-21, 5:35 to go in the second quarter. Jasmine Fern fakes a 3 before pass underneath to Bland Fitzpatrick. And she gets fouled. Another trip to the free throw line. A good pass by Kaya Woods underneath.
Bland Fitzpatrick visibly a little frustrated that one didn't go down, but it goes to the line nevertheless. So a chance to shore up their lead a little bit more.
Bland Fitzpatrick missed 2 free throws in a row on her last trip, as Lauren Gherkin will sub back in for Sophia Moskane. First one is missed, as she's missed 3 in a row now. And she's also missed 2 shots from the field, one of them being a three-pointer. Bland Fitzpatrick hits that free throw. Relief from the crowd as it's 24-21 now with 5:30 to go.
Good make to get her confidence back on that last free throw.
Longlow passes it over to the left side. Dincher passes it down low to Baragas. Baragas fakes, pass it out to McLeod. McLeod drives left side underneath the basket. Try to make a pass outside. Stolen away by Joniah Bland Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick brings it down, stutter steps, passes it out. Gherkin, top of the key 3. Lauren Gherkin hits from outside. Good pass by Kaya Woods. And it's 27-21 now.
What a big make there. Quiet down the Dolphins a little bit, just slow them down. 27-21 now, as you said, big time lead there for the Falcons now.
And we will head to our media timeout here in the second quarter. This timeout is sponsored by Juniper Brewing Company, proud creators of ale Ziggy Zumba, a light ale made in collaboration with BG Athletics, and available at Juniper Brewing Company on South Main Street in Northwest Ohio Kroger stores. Details at juniperbrew.com. 27-21 Falcons over Lemoyne. You are listening to Falcons women's basketball on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Be a part of the return to Radio Freedom on WBGU FM. WBGU offers sponsorship opportunities in the form of underwriting. Underwriting is an effective method of gaining exposure for your business in Northwest Ohio and helps us continue producing local content. For more information regarding underwriting sponsorship at WBGU, visit bgfalconmedia.com.
My mom has taken up going to the park to practice yoga.
My dad's going to a club, but not a book club, a salsa club.
Finding new hobbies comes with age.
My mom has started getting lost and not knowing where she's going.
Becoming lost or disoriented doesn't. Confusion with time or place may be a sign of Alzheimer's. An early diagnosis can help improve the quality of life for your loved one. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
I learned patience from my adoptive dad. All he had to say was,
"Hey, you got this. Just breathe." Hey, we're pretty good.
Yeah.
Might have to start a band.
I got it.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to find out more. This message is brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
You are listening to Falcon Media Sports Network's women's basketball coverage on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Welcome back as Bowling Green is up 27-21 over Lemoyne. Adam Duffin joined alongside by Holden Ruck. Holden, bit of a closer game than you would have maybe expected. Do you think part of that is the absence of Janaea Donahue and Taya Ellis for Bowling Green?
I think you're absolutely right. I mean, you look at Taya Ellis, one of the bigger players on the team, a strong presence in the post area, 6'1", and Janaea Donahue, that's a real two-way player, and probably your second best player behind Paige Kohler, huge contributor on both ends of the court. So I think that's a lot of the reason this one's close. But, the Falcons still, a couple possessions in front right now with this 27-21 margin. So I think they're on pace to be fine, but, it will be curious to see if Lemoyne can make this one close or even come away with a sneaky win.
Donahue, one of the top players, not just in the MAC, in the nation in getting steals. Sidelined with an injury. Did go through some warm-ups before the rest of the team, so we'll see if she's ready for Saturday against Kent State. Out of the break, Baragas passes it underneath. That ball was tipped, and Praise Matthews was in there with Bland Fitzpatrick, but it will remain Lemoyne's ball. Juan Gallo with the inbound. Passes it over to Sierra Lennon. Lennon throws it high to Baragas, guarded by Kohler. Now dribbled around by Michelina Lombardi. Lombardi, 3 on the shot clock, drives to the right side, try to make a pass underneath, and another turnover for Lemoyne.
I don't know if it's too much speed, Adam, or if they're passing with too much force, but I feel like we keep seeing this Lemoyne team just put the ball out behind the hoop. Really just kind of losing control when they get down low like that. We're going to have to see if they can shore that up.
It hasn't even been tip passes. It's been no one's been able to get them. As Kaya Woods brings it down for Bowling Green. More of a zone defense now. As Paige Kohler is left open on the right side. Just misses that 3 off the back iron. Now in transition. Longallo passes it over to Matthews. Matthews to Lennon. Lennon from top of the key. Hits off the back iron. Long rebound. Baragas underneath. Pump fakes and gets it over Lauren Gherkin as Lemoyne cuts even closer. 27-23 now. Kohler on the right side. Needs help. Finds it in Kaya Woods. Woods dribbles off a screen from Gherkin. Gives it over to Gherkin. Cross-court pass to Kohler. Kohler dribbles baseline, spins out of it. Ball is passed around before Woods to Gherkin in the right corner. Just misses that one as the shot clock expires. Rebounded by Wangallo. She drives to the basket, just has it missed off the backboard. Long rebound, Kaya Woods gets it up the floor to Bland Fitzpatrick. She's fouled hard. And one. Jonaya Bland Fitzpatrick as she yells through the pain of the foul.
And Bland Fitzpatrick understandably fired up about that one. Gets it to fall and gets back to the line. Chance to put some more free throws on the board here, especially after making her last one. Big time play there by Bland Fitzpatrick.
She got swatted on the shoulder as that one went up. And now another free throw attempt for her, and she gets it as she's 2-5 from the line now with 4 points so far in this one. 30-23, 3 minutes to go in the half. Wangallo, right wing, passes it over to Matthews. Matthews motioning for help inside before it's swatted away by Kaya Woods. Kohler with the ball, gives to Woods. Woods and Fern play hot potato before Woods misses that 3, and the ball goes out of bounds. It will be Lemoyne's ball.
Don't get me wrong, great play by Woods to get the ball back for the Falcons, but I don't love that heave there. It looked like they could have taken some more time, found a better shot.
As Sydney Postel will come in for Ashley Baragas. Wangallo dribbling towards the top. Drives left side, tries to make a pass, almost got away. Now Ava Johnson looking for Bonnell underneath. Bonnell misses that one. And Paige Kohler rebounds it, dribbles it down the floor. Woods drives to the basket, goes hard, and one! Kaya Woods over 2 taller defenders. She doesn't care. 32-23 now.
Great answer by Kaya Woods there, who's quietly having a really loaded game. 4 points on the game now with the chance for the and one. In addition to 3 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals in the block, all of which lead or tie the team lead for the day.
Right now, Kaya Woods, a jack of all trades in this one. She's already made her first 2 free throws, and she hits this one. 33-23 with 2:22 to go in the half.
Now the Falcons really stretching their wings, so to speak. Biggest lead of the game, 10 points for the Falcons here.
Wangallo dribbling around, yet to score so far. Passes to Baragas. Baragas, they're going to say she got fouled by Kaya Woods as she went to steal the ball. Crowd does not like that one.
No, the Falcon fans are not happy about that one, but Coach Schmiel not thrilled about that one either.
He's trying to do the motion and showing it's not a foul. Wangallo inbounds it from underneath the basket on the right side, and a foul on a screen, and they're going to call it on Baragas, who came back into the game. Another turnover, 15 now for Lemoyne in this half.
And again, Adam, when you're the Dolphins, you just can't afford to not capitalize on Bowling Green mistakes like that.
Falcons swinging around. Bland Fitzpatrick drives left side. Pass underneath to Lauren Gherkin. Gherkin finishes it strong. Quickly in transition. Sarah Lennon slows it down. Ball is passed back up top to Wangalo. Baragas looking for help. Sets the screen for Wangalo now. Wangalo drives right side, spins out of it. Pass back up top. Bunnell gives it over to Lennon. Shot clock winding down, 6 seconds, and a foul underneath on Kiera Miller.
And you know, I like the approach there on that possession by Lemoyne, you know, kind of moving the ball faster, especially in transition there where the Falcons have been forcing plenty of mistakes as the Dolphins try to, you know, slowly and methodically open up a good shot. I like that approach there. I'm curious to see if they'll, you know, try that more.
Ashley Baragas comes out of the game for Rachel Lynch. Sarah Lennon, right wing, couldn't get by Gherkin. Ball is swung around before a three-point shot comes up short from Bunnell. Rebound by Kohler, pass up the floor. Layla Harrison slows it down and finishes it underneath over Bunnell.
Falcon lead up to 14 now with just over a minute left to go in this half.
37-23, and a foul underneath as I believe they're going to call it on Bland Fitzpatrick. Fred Shamil is not happy.
Falcon faithful and Fred Shamil on the same page today with some of these calls.
Exactly a minute to go, and a foul trying to get open, as it's almost impossible to keep track of at this point. For 16 turnovers for Lemoyne, and almost handful of them have been just on inbounds before the ball is even thrown in.
I mean, regardless of outcome, Adam, that's something that Nick DiPillo and his team are going to look at after this one.
Bland Fitzpatrick's pass is stolen away by Sydney Postel. Quickly down the floor, Lennon launches a three, rebounded by Bland Fitzpatrick. She dribbles it all the way down the floor, passes to Fern, right corner. Fern gets it down to Gherkin. Gherkin, backdoor pass. Bland Fitzpatrick misses that one. Long rebound, Layla Harrison. She loses the ball for a moment before she's fouled.
And you know, that last Lemoyne offensive possession there was kind of interesting. They didn't really have anybody with size inside underneath the hoop. It feels like they could have drawn it up better, you know, slowed things down, give themselves a chance to get their post enforcers, you know, the Ashley Baragas type player inside, or in this case, Rachel Lynch.
Layla Harrison will go to the line as the Falcons are in the bonus, and Lauren Gherkin is taken out of the game for Emily Cecil. Harrison knocks down the first one as she's up to 3 points now. Harrison, 27 games last year for the Falcons, 4 of those starts as she hits the second one. 39-23, 27 seconds, shot clock off. Wangalo drives down the floor, passes it over to Postel. Now to 20 seconds. Lemoyne will set up one final play. Wangalo drives to the left wing, passes out. Postel tries to finish it strong, but it hits off the back iron. 3 seconds. Kohler has the ball. Kohler drives, floater, just misses it off the backboard in the front of the rim. But the Falcons leading 39-23 after our first half. Holden and I will be back to talk a little bit during halftime as Dan is alone in the studio today. Bowling Green leading by 16. You are listening to Falcon Women's Basketball on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Underwriting sponsorships on Northwest Ohio's community radio station are now available. Get your business's information out to the local community and show your support for 88.1 FM. For more information regarding underwriting sponsorship at WBGU, visit bgfalconmedia.com. Thanks for your continued support of everything we do here at WBGU 88.1 FM, Northwest Ohio's community radio station.
I'm Levi Gazaric, a senior tight end, and my Falcon 4 camp essentials are electrolytes, a gallon of water, sunflower seeds, and Nerds gummy clusters. Go Falcons.
If you're a veteran looking to file for your service-connected benefits through the Department of Veterans Affairs, don't go it alone. AMVET's highly trained service officers stand ready to walk you through the process at VA regional offices around the country, helping you to navigate the complex VA system free of charge. With new presumptions for Agent Orange exposure and other conditions, AMVETS can offer you the advice you need to finally receive all of your earned benefits. In 2009 alone, AMVETS helped process more than 65,000 claims and appeals, securing more than $410 million in benefits. To find your nearest AMVET service officer or to learn more, visit amvets.org.
Here's that song again. Here's that song again. For the 100th time today. Here's that song again. It's gonna be stuck in your head all day. Here's that song again. It will make you cray cray.
You love your kids enough to watch that TV show a bajillion times. Love them enough to make sure they're in the right car seat for their age and size. Show them you love them. Keep them safe. Visit nhtsa.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Ever wanted to hear what a BGSU coach or player says after a game? Head over to the BG Falcon Media YouTube channel to watch post-game press conferences for all BGSU home volleyball, soccer, football, hockey, and basketball games. Ever heard of Falcon Media Sports Network's broadcasts on Falcon Radio or WBGU 88.1 FM but don't know where to listen? Well, set down the radio, pick up your phone, and go to bgfalconmedia.com and scroll to the bottom of the page to stream Falcon Radio and WBGU 88.1 FM for all broadcasts.
And welcome into the Colleen Center WBGU 88.1 studio as I'm all alone, as Adam mentioned, but I'm Dan Ridenauer. So thank you so much, everybody, for joining us here for some Tuesday morning basketball, just a morning for around 10 more minutes or so. The Falcons are leading the Dolphins 39-23 at halftime, and quite a day so far. Just to look at it so far, BG still struggling from the three-point line, going 5 for 17 so far. As to Moyne, though, having it a little bit worse for themselves there, going 2 for 9. Field goal, Bowling Green is averaging 44.8% to Lemoyne's 41.7%, but also Lemoyne currently is 100% from the charity stripe. I mean, then let's take a look at the Bowling Green side of things and some people that you want to look at right now, and only one Falcon, and who else would it be than Paige Kohler, leading the team in points, the only in the orange and brown with double-digit points today. She has 11 points. Other stats from Kohler as well, going 1 from 5 from the three-point line, going 1 rebound, and then also defensive rebound, getting 1, only 2 turnovers, and a steal to match that. So Kohler so far today continuing onward with her streak, and I mean beyond that, just quite an interesting turn of events to see here so far and what else that you want to do. And I mean beyond that, Kohler has been a huge part of this BG team as her stats continue onward today. After the game so far, we're going to see you right back for December 20th when we take on the Kent State Golden Flashes. But I'm going to send it right on back now to Adam and Holden at the Stroh Center for school day. How's it going there, gentlemen?
It is going great here at the Stroh Center as they're just wrapping up a game of knockout between some of the local kids here. And Holden, that first half, Falcons only up 39-23. You might have expected a little more, but overall they're playing a much more fundamentally sound game than Sunday.
Yeah, this is a really well-rounded team that they're playing against. But, you know, the Falcons, 16 points, a comfortable lead right now going into this third quarter. Certainly a step forward from what we saw after the first quarter. And I think they're really starting to fire on all cylinders. You know, Janiah Bland-Fitzpatrick, the missed free throws early, kind of shored up that. Paige Kohler able to hit, a couple more field goals after missing from 3 early. Just a lot of things improving over that second quarter. I think they kind of settled into their groove.
And Paige Kohler, 11 points in that first quarter, 0 in the second. She only took 2 3-pointers. How do you think they get her back going to open up this second half?
Well, I think a large part of Paige Kohler getting going offensively is, frankly, volume. It maybe is more relevant when you've got your whole healthy lineup. You've got Janaea Donahue on the floor, for example. The Falcons, especially in this one, they get a lot of second chances. They're going to outpossess you generally just due to the number of turnovers that they force or that their opponents are allowing. Paige Kohler usually takes a pretty high volume of shots. And so I think she's going to probably get a lot more up, in the second half here, and we'll see that number start to increase a little bit. But that's kind of how I see it. Second quarter, definitely a bit uncharacteristic, Thought she might really pop off this game after 11 in that first quarter, but I think we're going to see her, push that 20 mark and then some in the rest of this game here.
And then Kaya Woods, 5 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, a block, and a partridge in a pear tree, as she has done everything in that first half. What do you think about her performance so far?
That's right, Adam. She's really, really stepping up, in the absence of other contributors. Those rebounds, you look at Janiyah Blaine Fitzpatrick has 3, so she's the only player tied with Woods in rebounds. The only other steal on the team is Lauren Gherkin's 1, so she's in sole possession of leading the team on 2 stats and tied for the lead on 2 more, also going 3 for 3 at the line. Kaya Woods is impacting this game in every phase. Truly an impressive performance for her, especially, again, being a 5-3 player, leading the team in rebounds. That's just great vision, awareness, and ball playing, frankly. She's just playing a really, really solid game so far today, and I'm looking forward to seeing what she can do in the second half, because she's off to a great first half of this one.
Now, Bowling Green have had some good performances so far. For Lemoyne, what have you seen so far? Obviously, the 16 turnovers is a glaring first half stat.
Yeah, I said this at the end of the first half. They really need to cut down the turnovers. They can compete in this game. I don't think that Lemoyne's out of this by any means. We know Nick DiPillo, there's familiarity with him in the Bowling Green community. A Fred Schmiel assistant. There's very sound fundamental basketball. They're giving themselves a lot of good chances. I think they really need to lean into the post more. I would say their best player today has probably been Ashley Varagas. She's the team leader right now with 7 points. A couple players with 6 and 4 behind her. She's shooting 3 for 4. Also has 3 rebounds, a steal, and a block, all of which lead or tie for the team lead. Kind of getting it done in all phases there too. Third overall, in minutes for their team. I just feel like they really need to get her more opportunities, frankly. Get underneath more has been a problem of theirs. When they try to push the ball underneath, they either commit a charge a couple of times, a turnover, just lose the ball, or just send it out of bounds. We've been seeing that pretty much this entire first half. I think if they could really kind of calm things down, control it a little more, and work inside the post, Bowling Green might have a much tougher time matching up with them there. And that doesn't have to be limited to Varagas either, because as we saw earlier too, Rachel Lynch, also a huge threat in that area underneath the basket. So I really think playing to that would be playing to their strengths, because on the perimeter, Bowling Green's been aggressive and pressing them even just as they pass half court, and I don't see that stopping as you're front running now as Bowling Green. I think they'll only continue that. I really would like to see Lemoyne try to work underneath a little more. I think that could really advantage them.
It seems to have worked at times when they've gone it to Varagas or Rachel Lynch, the forward out of Cork, Ireland, as they have done a good job getting the ball towards the block or the elbow and then spinning and looking for an open teammate. And the issue has been the turnovers. It's not been one person. It's almost the whole roster that has played so far has a turnover, and they're just out of sync. Even the sisters on the team, Eli Clark and Caden Clark, had a couple miscues, as Bowling Green is only at 7 turnovers. They've done a much better job than Sunday when they took on Lords, as Bowling Green is up 39-23. That will stop our halftime coverage here with Holden and I. We'll take another break as you're listening to Falcon Women's Basketball on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Looking for a BGSU Athletics talk radio show? Tune into the Zig Zone every Sunday at 4 p.m., where a panel of Falcon Media Sports Network members discuss the hottest BG sports topics. Only on WBGU 88.1 FM.
For over 70 years, WBGU 88.1 FM has provided local news, sports, and entertainment to Northwest Ohio. As a non-commercial radio station, WBGU relies on the generous contributions of local businesses in the form of underwriting. For more information regarding underwriting sponsorship at WBGU, visit bgfalconmedia.com.
Hi, this is Christina Ricci with RAIN. Every 2 minutes, another American is sexually assaulted. If you or someone you know has been sexually assaulted, you are not alone. Help is just a call or click away through the National Sexual Assault Hotline. Please call 1-800-656-HOPE, that's HOPE, or visit rain.org, that's RAINN.org.
Brought to you by RAIN and this station.
Hi, I'm Trina Lisa Vering. I'm a singer and songwriter from Copenhagen, Denmark. I have a very important message for y'all. Du kan bygge broer i din egen hjerne, eller fremelske global fred og kærlighed, alt sammen på en og samme tid, ved at lytte til The World Music Show søndage fra 6 til 8 p.m. på WBGU 88,1. Den kan også streames fra bgfalconmedia.com.
That's right. You can build bridges in your own brain and promote global peace and love all at the same time, just by listening to the World Music Show on Sundays from 6 to 8 p.m. on WBGU 88.1 and streaming at bgfalconmedia.com.
You are listening to Falcon Media Sports Network coverage on WBGU 88.1 FM in Bowling Green, Ohio.
Falcon Media Sports Network produces more feature stories about BGSU Athletics than any other media outlet. Make sure to head over to bgfalconmedia.com and follow Falcon Media Sports Network at BG_FMSN on Twitter/X and BG Falcon Media on Instagram and Facebook to stay up to date with all of our content.
Falcon Media Sports Network now has a pregame and postgame show, along with intermission reports for every BGSU hockey broadcast, starting 25 minutes before each game. Make sure to tune in to hear insights and knowledge from Falcon Media Sports Network analysts. You can listen to every broadcast on WBGU 88.1 FM, your home for Falcon hockey. Also streaming on bgfalconmedia.com.
Don't have time to tune into a BGSU sports broadcast? Falcon Media Sports Network will have you covered with live updates of home BGSU athletic events. To follow along, head over to @BG_FMSN on Twitter X.
Ever heard of Falcon Media Sports Network's broadcasts on Falcon Radio or WBGU 88.1 FM but don't know where to listen? Well, set down the radio, pick up your phone, and go to bgfalconmedia.com and scroll to the bottom of the page to stream Falcon Radio and WBGU 88.1 FM for all broadcasts.
At the Stro or on the road, the Falcon Media Sports Network is covering the Falcons all season.
Welcome back to the Stro Center as we are just a minute away from the second half kicking off. Adam Duffin joined alongside by Holden Ruck for the Falcon Media Sports Network as it's 39-23. BG is up over Lemoyne. Leading the way for the Falcons, Paige Kohler has 11 points, and for Lemoyne Dolphins, it's Ashley Baragas who has 7, as she is the second leading scorer for the team today. She's leading the way. Keep in mind, Bowling Green is missing Jonea Donahue and Taya Ellis, both members of their starting lineup in every game that they have played in. Holden, we got some action here in the second half. Who do you think will stand out? As we just got word on a foul here, if you want to take, I couldn't exactly hear. As a referee walked up to us, we have our headsets on, but we got told there was a foul right before halftime.
I think he said that it was a technical
or a technical
on Baragas.
I couldn't tell if it was Wangalo or Baragas, but nonetheless, it will be Paige Kohler getting free throws to start the second half. So as the kids get extra loud.
It's one you don't see every day.
Before Kohler's free throws. The first one rattles in and out. As we'll try to get a further explanation on the technical free throw later. And the second one is also missed. Fred Shamil laughs it off as Kohler, typically a good free throw shooter, misses both.
Yeah, a rare double miss from Kohler, but Dolphins probably happy to get away with one there.
Falcons will have the ball to start. Jasmine Fern will inbound it to Kaya Woods as the Falcons will go right to left down the floor. Woods, Cook, Fern, Kohler, and Cecil are the Falcon 5. Woods thought about a three, instead drives, goes up, acrobatic layup. Kaya Woods scores and continues her good day for the Falcons, 41-23.
7 points for her. What a game she's having.
Baragas spun around looking for help, dribbled in the corner, and tipped away. Cecil and Kohler regarding Kaden Clark. Now Eli Clark, the older sister, will be the inbounder. 18 on the shot clock. Ball is back up top. Sierra Lennon. Lennon got it to Clark. Clark, 8 on the shot clock. Dribbles towards the right elbow. Now fights inside. Offensive foul as she hit Kaya Woods in the head.
And Clark visibly disappointed there. Nice move with the dribble behind the back, but just puts the elbow up there, and that's going to get called probably every time.
Kaya Woods only 5'3", so sometimes she takes hits towards the head with most people on the floor being taller. She'll battle and bring it up the floor. Gives it to Cook. Cook gives it right back. Woods swings it outside, left wing. Kohler, deep three. Paige Kohler, pure from the outside. 44-23 now for the Falcons as Kohler's up to 14.
We talked about that at halftime, Adam. Kohler getting more shots up, getting back in rhythm. Great start to do that one right there.
Sierra Lennon, deep three of her own, and that one's off. Jaden Cook gets the rebound. Kaya Woods will push the tempo. Woods drives all the way to the basket. Just too much in that layup. She needed to slow it down a little bit as Baragas got the rebound. Clark looking to pass it over to Dincher. Couldn't get it. Now Baragas had the ball tipped away by Cook, and Cook couldn't save it from going out of bounds. The Dolphins will retain possession.
Nice job by the Dolphins to maintain possession there, but looking at that first half of play, Adam, the 17 turnovers to only 7 for Bowling Green. They've really got to start capitalizing on these possessions.
Inbounded to Clark. Eli Clark drives left side. Has the smaller Woods on her. Decides to pass it to her sister. Now Baragas gets Jaden Cook jumping in the air. Ashley Baragas, an easy layup as the coaches for the Falcons frustrated. Now Kaya Woods finds Jasmine Fern wide open top of the key. Fern just misses that one. And Woods has that go off. And Jaden Cook will tip it out of bounds. And Cook immediately subbed out of the game as Kendall Moxie will make her first appearance for the Orange and Brown today. 44-25, just past the 8-minute mark. Kaya Woods steals it away from Eli Clark, and Woods easily finishes up with the layup.
What a game Kaya Woods is having.
9 points, 5 assists, 3 rebounds, 3 steals, and a block for the 5'3", fifth-year senior. And now Kohler steals the ball for a moment. Clark got it back. Now Baragas towards the free throw line, lets a jumper go and misses. Kendall Moxie fights for the rebound and gets fouled underneath by Caden Clark.
Great job by Eli Clark there, stopping Paige Kohler from running away with another one. But I question the shot selection a little bit from Baragas there. A fairly open lane, I understand that, but you know, not shots you've been making or taking this game surprises me a little bit.
Baragas has the highest field goal percentage for the Lemoyne Dolphins, but not a three-point shooter, and free throw line is still pretty far for her. And now Kendall Moxie picks up the foul on a screen. And now Fred Shamil will have Lauren Gherkin come in for Moxie, as he has been frustrated today with the play out of the 5 position.
Very visibly so, and I mean, I think it's pretty clear that's one of the biggest areas that could be improved today. Kind of hence, you know, why we were talking about something that the Dolphins could maybe prey on a bit.
Clark on the left block, fakes, spins, shoots over Woods, just misses that one, rebounded by Gherkin. Gives it to Paige Kohler, Kohler, left wing. Over to Woods, Woods faked a 3, back to Kohler, Kohler, left wing, front iron missed, rebound by Gherkin, Gherkin goes up, finishes it strong from the left side. Lauren Gherkin comes into the game with an impact immediately.
And perfectly played there by Gherkin, right in position to catch that off of Paige Kohler's miss. Great job by her.
48-25 now, pass, cross court, Dincher misses that 3. Kaya Woods will bring it down the floor, pass to Cecil, right corner, Emily Cecil hits the 3 as Kaya Woods continues to move the ball around.
Second 3 of the game for Cecil after that first quarter buzzer beater.
51-25, just over 6 to go in the third, as Baragas misses the first layup, misses the second, and rebound by Caden Clark as she falls to the floor, as the kids in the arena picked up the volume, and maybe that messed with Baragas on those 2 layup attempts.
Yeah, definitely going to hurt the stat sheet a little bit in terms of her efficiency, but 2 misses from her that we haven't really seen this game.
Baragas still leading the Dolphins with 9 points as Kohler almost stole the inbound away. 19 now on the shot clock. 51-25.
And Adam, the Falcons are really starting to show their aggression on both ends of the court. Kaya Woods and Paige Kohler in particular, a lot of speed between the 2 of them, and they're giving the Dolphins everything they have with that speed.
Ball is inbounded over to Wangolo. Wangolo tried to make a pass, stolen away by Cecil. Cecil up to Woods. Woods passes over to Kohler. Kohler had her shot swatted away by Caden Clark.
Great block there by Clark to stop that, but also you got to give credit, good ball motion there from the Falcons. Kaya Woods flying in fast, the spot where we've seen the Dolphins lose possession quite a bit, but able to tip it off right to Kohler and give her a shot, you know, only well defended by the Dolphins, stopping it.
Cecil on the left wing, thought about shooting it, instead gives it to Kohler. Kohler, right corner, just misses that one. Rebounded by Fern. Fern gives it out to Cecil. Over to Woods. Woods launches a 3, has that one just miss. Rebounded underneath by Sierra Lennon. Eli Clark directing the offense, passes it to her younger sister, Caden. Baragas, dribble handoff all the way to the right side to Michelina Lombardi. Lombardi gave it to Baragas, out to Clark. 10 seconds on the clock. Clark is fouled on her way up. And they're going to call the foul on Paige Kohler.
Understandable one there. Good job by Clark driving in, drawing the contact there, get the chance to put a few on the board, start cutting back into this lead by the Falcons.
Couple substitutions made as Caden Clark comes out for Praise Matthews, and Ava Johnson will come in for Baragas temporarily. First free throw is good. Clark, 9.6 points per game, first for Lemoyne, but she has struggled, only shooting about 35% from the field, and now with the crowd screaming on the second free throw, she hits it.
Good job by Clark, not wasting the opportunity there.
51-27 with 5:10 to go in the third. Woods double teamed, almost falls over, looking for help, and timeout called by the Falcons. Woods just got stuck there in the corner.
A well-timed timeout there to kind of just slow things down, press pause, because it did not look good there with the position Woods was in.
This timeout is sponsored by Juniper Brewing Company, 145 South Main Street in downtown Bowling Green, featuring coffee and craft beer and serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner. See the latest menu at juniperbrew.com. We'll stay for this 30-second timeout. What have you noticed so far in the first 5 minutes in this second half, Holden?
Yeah, I mean, the Falcons have really just been kind of pressing the pace, still keeping the pressure on Moyne. They're taking time when they need to, but I feel more often than not in this quarter, they've really just been pushing the pace. If you look at the run, Bowling Green has been on 28-6 in the last 10.5 minutes. Obviously, that spans into the last 5 or so minutes of the first half. But, you really got to give credit where it's due. On the defensive end, I think in particular, they're just not giving up anything for free.
And part of the defensive end, Kaya Woods with 3 steals, as she looks to be a chance at our BG Falcon Media Food and Drink Guide Player of the Game. 9 points, 4 rebounds, 6 assists, 3 steals, and a block. She leads all those categories except points, as Paige Kohler has 14 so far in this one. But spectacular showing for the transfer from Akron.
Absolutely. You look at the lineup, with or without all of the usual starters, you're going to expect Paige Kohler to be scoring. It's not all she can do, but that's certainly what she's best known for. And so in a game like this, missing some key players, you're looking at who's going to step up. We talked about it and speculated a little bit before the game. Kaya Woods really emerging there as one of those options that can really step up and impact the game like this. And that's really valuable for this team to see in a game like this, that at the end of the day, you want to come out with a convincing win. It doesn't mean that much, in the long term. As you're looking into conference play coming up here soon, they're going to be really hoping that they can have all their, as many players as possible being significant contributors, and Kaya Woods really making her case for getting valuable minutes when conference play comes around here.
She's been in and out of the starting lineup so far this season. She missed the first 2 games with a knee injury, but she has had her moments since coming back, and now Bowling Green comes out of the timeout, 51-27 lead, halfway through the third quarter. Paige Kohler, Kaya Woods, Emily Cecil, Jasmine Fern, and Lauren Durkin are the Falcon 5. Praise Matthews, Ava Johnson, Sierra Lennon, Eli Clark, and Michelina Lombardi are the Dolphins 5 out on the floor. As we continue to wait for word to come back, and they're all set. Falcons have the ball. Kohler inbounds to Woods. Dolphins go back to more of a zone set. Woods passes it underneath the Kohler on a lob. Kohler gets it back out and out of bounds.
I was kind of surprised to see that lob there from Woods to Kohler, but to her credit, it did connect. Kohler ultimately not losing the ball there.
And now it seems that we will have a timeout or another media timeout, so Juniper Brewing Company gets their money's worth. This timeout is sponsored by Juniper Brewing Company. You can find the latest menu at juniperbrew.com. We will now take a break with Bowling Green leading Lemoyne 51-27. You are listening to Falcon Women's Basketball on WBGU 88.1 FM.
BG Authors is a campus organization dedicated to highlighting authors connected to the university. BGSU has produced some amazing authors, including Beth Macy, James Baldwin, and Tim Conway, to name a few. Visit bgauthors.com and subscribe to the blog that regularly updates on new releases, classics, non-BGSU authors, and other features such as book versus movie. That's BG Authors at bgauthors.com.
Looking for a BGSU Athletics talk radio show? Tune into the Zig Zone every Sunday at 4 p.m., where a panel of Falcon Media Sports Network members discuss the hottest BG sports topics. Only on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Check out more Falcon athletic coverage online at bgfalconmedia.com.
We only had about 20 seconds of playtime between these timeouts, but we're back at the Stroh Center. Bowling Green leading Lemoyne 51-27. I'm Adam Duffin, joined alongside by Holden Ruck for Falcon Media Sports Network as the teams break out of their huddles. Falcons still very much in control. And right now, 8 turnovers for the Falcons, 19 for the Lemoyne Dolphins. They're playing some Frozen Let It Go for the kids here. Once again, it's the school day game, having local kids around Bowling Green.
And I'll tell you, you can probably hear it from outside.
And you can probably pick it up throughout the broadcast. The kids getting very hyped for some of the plays as they almost surround the whole arena. Now awaiting word to come back for the TV audience, and Kaya Woods inbounds it to Kohler. Woods has it top the key, gives it to Jasmine Fern. Fern launches immediately, misses that one long. Praise Matthews with the rebound, gives it to Eli Clark. Clark couldn't get the pass to Michelina Lombardi. Instead, she's looking for Ava Johnson, can't find her. Praise Matthews to Johnson, right elbow. Still 14 on the shot clock. Backdoor pass to Clark and a push underneath. They're going to call it on Jasmine Fern as Lemoyne will inbound with 20 on the shot clock.
Good chance again for Lemoyne here, maintaining possession. But let's see if they can draw it up. They've been struggling here on these inbounds a couple of times in this half, Adam.
And now Joniah Blaine-Fitzpatrick will come in. And stolen away by Paige Kohler on the inbound. Kohler drives the basket, goes up strong, and that one is short, rebounded by Lennon, and then given to Eli Clark, and Clark gets fouled by Kohler.
Just not quite enough juice on the layup there from Kohler, but
fast pace on those two possessions for both teams. And now Lemoyne already in the bonus, and there's 4 minutes and 18 seconds still left in the third period.
not the spot you want to be in against any team.
Bowling Green still very much in control, 51-27. As the first free throw is long for Eli Clark. Clark hits the second free throw as she moves up to 5 points now. 3 of those coming from the charity stripe. Kaya Woods gets it past the timeline to Kohler. Kohler to Gherkin. Gherkin, mid-range shot, short. Joniah Blaine-Fitzpatrick couldn't get the rebound. Sierra Lennon gathered it and gave it to Eli Clark. Clark passes it over to Lombardi. Lombardi down low, and before Ava Johnson could get a shot off, there's an offensive foul by her, and Bowling Green will have possession once again.
Bowling Green happy to get the ball back there again. Kind of an event we've seen all too often for the Dolphins. 21 turnovers now in this game.
Kaya Woods, right wing, uses a screen from Lauren Gherkin. Ball is swung around to Kohler, and now Lauren Gherkin picks up a foul for setting a screen, as there has been a flurry of calls on screens today.
Yeah, I tell you, Adam, refs not really holding the whistles too much today.
Eli Clark brings it down the floor, passes it over to Sydney Postel. Postel got to Johnson, gets it back, and one. Sydney Postel goes up strong over Joniah Blaine-Fitzpatrick. making it 51-30.
Glenn Fitzpatrick understandably not thrilled about that one.
As she will be subbed out, the freshman Kiera Miller will come in. Postel, in her 3rd season with Lemoyne, only averaging 1.8 points per game in her limited playing time. But she hits the free throw here. Postel now 3 points after that and 1 conversion. 51-31, 3:20 to go in the 3rd. Kohler gets the ball, cross-court pass to Kaya Woods. Now to Cecil. Falcons continue to swing it against the zone defense, can't find an opening. Gherkin, right corner, hits it off the corner of the backboard. Lemoyne has possession.
And what a
Clark,
great job defensively there.
over to her sister, leaves it short. Rebounded by Kohler. Kohler pushing the tempo, goes to the middle of the basket, has it taken away. Gherkin gathers it, passed it out to Cecil. Now that ball's tipped up, rebounded by Kaden Clark. She gives it to her older sister, Eli. Postel down to Ava Johnson, stolen away by Gherkin. Gherkin, one-handed pass to Kohler. Kohler scoops it over to Kaya Woods, and Woods with the easy layup. She's up to double digits now with 11.
Falcons uncontested there on the fast break, where otherwise the Lemoyne defense has been stifling them for a couple possessions.
Fast break, more like fast breaks, with 4 possessions in a row, it seemed, for both teams, with fast pace. And now Ava Johnson misses that 3. Kaya Woods gathers another rebound on the day. 53-31, just over 2 minutes in the 3rd. Paige Kohler, top of the key, still 16 on the shot clock. Falcons set it up. Kiera Miller now with the ball. Hands it off to Cecil. Cecil looks for Kohler. Kohler, right wing, is open. Just misses that one. Rebounded by Kaden Clark. Eli Clark now has it across half court. Passes it over to Ava Johnson. Johnson down low to Kaden Clark, and she finishes it wide open after the gamble underneath by the Falcon defense.
I'll tell you what, Adam, the defense is really showing out right now. Both of these teams combined 3 of their last 20.
And right there, a frustration timeout out of Fred Shamil as he was barking orders over to Kiera Miller, frustrated with how that play went. And this timeout is sponsored by Juniper Brewing Company, proud creators of Ale Ziggy Zumba, a light ale made in collaboration with BG Athletics and available at Juniper Brewing Company on South Main Street in Northwest Ohio Kroger stores. Details at juniperbrew.com. 53-33, Bowling Green up top with 1:24 left in the 3rd. And Holden, how have you seen it develop in these past 3 or so minutes since that initial media timeout in this quarter?
Yeah, you know, I think the Falcons and the Dolphins, both to their credit, you may pay attention more to the Falcons because they're winning, but both teams have really, really locked in defensively. Like I said, actually 2 for their last 21 combined shots, I believe. And, I mean, very, very inefficient on the floor for both of them right now, but credit to the defense that both teams are playing.
Kohler has the ball as action resumes. Ball is swung around to Emily Cecil, left wing. Emily Cecil scores from beyond the arc off the feed from Kiera Miller. 56-33 now, just over a minute to go.
3 out of 5 from Cecil from 3 today. Really, really nice number for her.
Ball continues to get swung around before Dincher has it get tipped out of bounds. And it looks like Fred Shamil wants to review if it was tipped out of bounds or not by Kiera Miller, as she was there. As we'll stay with you in case it's a quick call. We couldn't really see as they were on the opposite side of the court from us near the sideline.
Definitely a tough call to make there.
It looked like Miller was the one that swatted away, but head coach Nick DePillo for Lemoyne also was vouching that it should be the Dolphins' ball.
while you're on it, Adam, regardless of how this one ends, got to give credit to Nick DiPillo's team for the way that they're playing against this Bowling Green team that's been on as hot of a stretch as any team, over their last 3. Again, hitting the century mark in 3 consecutive games is kind of unheard of for a lot of programs. And so, to come into his former job, and really, you've only got 6 players that have been on a winning roster here at Moyne remaining on this team, really, really speaks to just the fight of this team.
DiPillo was an assistant coach in the 2023-2024 season for Bowling Green. That was the first year of head coach Fred Shamil and the Falcons.
Also the freshman campaign of Paige Kohler, who DiPillo was just moments before they started reviewing this play, exchanging some words and laughs with.
Yeah, DiPillo welcomed back very nicely. As the review carries on, it looks like the officials are delegating and figuring out right now what the call will be, as we are exactly a minute away from the third quarter ending, and they're going to say it will be Moyne ball. Correction, it will be Bowling Green ball. We did see one replay angle. It looked like a Moyne player did touch it as it was about to go out of bounds. As Kaya Woods passes it up the floor to Kiera Miller. Miller gets fouled. It was almost a jump ball to get there.
Yeah, a little bit errant, a little bit coming in a little hot and a little high. Nice job trying to corral it there, but ultimately goes down hard.
One of the riskier passes of the day, but it will lead to Kiera Miller getting a chance at the free throw line.
Well, you'll never scoff at that if you're the Falcons.
And now Layla Harrison comes in for Paige Kohler. Try to have some defensive presence on the floor to end.
Rare breather for Paige Kohler.
Kohler leading the team with 28 minutes so far, as Miller hits the first one and gets her first point of the day. She hits the second as well. 58-33, Bowling Green up in this final minute of the third quarter. Eli Clark gets it across half court. Tried to make a pass over to Rachel Lynch, and Kaya Woods tipped it, and the ball proceeded to go out of bounds.
Tough fall for Clark there. Felt that one from the bench.
As Kaya Woods, 3 steals today, looking for more, and a whistle. And another review from head coach Fred Shamil, as he wants to see who that went out of bounds on. And we will take a short break for this one as Bowling Green leads Moyne 58-33. You're listening to Falcon Women's Basketball on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Hey BGSU students, this is your opportunity to host your very own radio show or podcast. Get involved with Falcon Radio and quickly learn the skills you need to produce your own program. In 30 minutes or less, you'll be armed with the information you need to operate studio equipment, put on your own live shows, or recorded content. Students from all disciplines are encouraged to get involved and take advantage of this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to use world-class facilities to create your own podcast. Falcon Radio, for Falcons, by Falcons.
Looking for a BGSU Athletics talk radio show? Tune into the Zig Zone every Sunday at 4 p.m., where a panel of Falcon Media Sports Network members discuss the hottest BG sports topics. Only on WBGU 88.1 FM.
You are listening to Falcon Media Sports Network coverage live on 88.1 FM and streaming on bgfalconmedia.com.
Welcome back to the Stroh Center. Bowling Green leading Moyne 58-33. I'm Adam Duffin, joined alongside by Holden Ruck, as after our review, it will remain Moyne ball. Caden Clark will inbound. near our media table. Clark passes in to her older sister, Eli. Now, Rachel Lynch has it left wing, hands it off to Dincher. Dincher calls for help and finds it in Eli Clark. 3 in the shot clock. Clark has to let it fly, falls short. Long rebound, Jaden Cook. Trying to find help in the backcourt, gives it to Kaya Woods, and the shot clock turns off. 13 on the shot clock. Woods uses a screen from Cook. Now goes back right wing, and Emily Cecil had the ball, but they're going to call an illegal screen on Jaden Cook, and Fred Shamil was furious.
Definitely not happy. They're hard to blame him in that situation. Falcons with a good look there.
You want the last shot of the quarter, and now there's only 5 seconds left. Kaden Clark dribbles, tries to get a shot off with 1 second. It falls short of the rim, and that will do it after 3 quarters of play. Bowling Green 58, Moyne 33. You're listening to Falcon Women's Basketball on WBGU 88.1 FM.
If you're in need of affordable housing in Bowling Green, Falcon Media has got you covered with apartmentsforrentbowlinggreen.com. This website provides an interactive way to search for apartments, townhomes, and houses for rent in Bowling Green. Housing gets secured quickly in Bowling Green, so it's never too early to start your search for a great place to live near campus. Take the hassle out of apartment finding. Visit apartmentsforrentbowlinggreen.com. Brought to you by BG Falcon Media.
Hi, I'm Jaden Frigerio on the women's soccer team, and I'm doing my Falcon 4 favorite places in BG. First would have to be Meyer, second would have to be Juniper, third would have to be the beach, and number 4 would be the fires behind the business building. Thanks.
Ever wanted to hear what a BGSU coach or player says after a game? Head over to the BG Falcon Media YouTube channel to watch post-game press conferences for all BGSU home volleyball, soccer, football, hockey, and basketball games.
When you're high, you feel different. You think different, you talk different, you draw different, you listen to music different, but you probably knew that. Problem is, you also drive different, and not in a good way. That's why driving high is illegal everywhere. So if you're high, just don't drive. Make a plan to get a sober ride. Because if you feel different, you drive different. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
I had this illness that really made me powerless over alcohol and that insisted that I got drunk. And so I got drunk. It doesn't have anything to do with trying to control it. An alcoholic who picks up the first drink will pick up the second drink. I can't say to anyone, no, don't drink. But I can say that when you decide you don't want to drink, come to AA. The door to AA is always open.
Visit AA.org for more information and download the Meeting Guide app to find a...
Check out bgfalconmedia.com for previews, recaps, photos, videos, and more of the Falcons.
Welcome back to the Stroh Center for the fourth quarter. Bowling Green leads Moyne 58-33 as the kids on today's school day game getting very pumped up as it's not even 1 o'clock yet and this game's in the fourth quarter.
A lot of day left here, but not much in the game.
Falcons do multiple dribble handoffs before Emily Cecil is fouled by Kaden Clark.
Emily Cecil, another one today, has been contributing very well in lieu of some other players who usually command more minutes.
9 points on 5 shot attempts, all of them threes. Kohler dribbles right elbow, passes it up top to Gherkin. Gherkin to Woods. Woods does a backdoor pass to Jasmine Fern down the baseline. Jasmine Fern from the left side of the basket gets herself a bucket. And now 8 points for her. Wangalo. Pass it over to Clark. Clark to Lombardi. Lombardi couldn't find Lennon. Dribbles it back out. 10 on the shot clock now. Baragas. Pass it over to Wangalo. Lombardi down to Baragas again. Physical drive inside. And she knocked over Emily Cecil. No foul called. Easy layup. 60-35 now. In transition. Gherkin, top of the key, left open. Misses that three.
Surprised to see the no call there on Cecil, but a great job by Cecil anyway, staying in there and planting the feet.
Wangalo uses screen from Baragas. Passes it over to Lombardi. Lombardi drives the basket right side. Nice little layup by Michelina Lombardi as it's 60-37 now with 8:30 to go in the fourth.
No, I know it's still a 23-point deficit, Adam, but certainly some nice momentum swing there for this Dolphins team. 3 out of their last 4 field goals made.
Woods uses the screen from Gherkin. Ball continues to be swung around as Fern fakes it in the left corner for a shot. Pass it all the way back out to Woods. Woods to Cecil to Gherkin. Gherkin, right corner, has that three, just falls short. Wangalo in transition. Pass it over to Baragas. Now to Caden Clark. Clark uses her screen. And that pass is stolen away by Emily Cecil. Cecil driving 1-on-2 situation and lost the ball out of bounds. She just couldn't corral it on her way to the basket.
Two Dolphins closing in really fast, certainly a hard position to try to finish at the basket there.
Dolphins, you'd say they're speeding up the Falcons so far here in the fourth, causing some mistakes and quick shots.
Definitely still competing even despite the deficit.
Wangalo fought with Kaya Woods in the backcourt. Now Ashley Baragas has it at the right elbow. Ball is swung around to Wangalo on the left side. Now Baragas left elbow, cross-court pass. Dincher for three, and she hits it. Peyton Dincher from outside as she gets her first basket of the ball game. 60-40 now. Bowling Green still in control with 7 minutes to go. Jasmine Fern, top of the key, left open, hits that one. Jasmine Fern, her third three-pointer and her 11th over the past 3 games.
Third Falcon in double-figure scoring.
Eli Clark on the left wing. Dribbles all the way towards the right elbow. Backdoor pass to her younger sister, Caden, who misses. Rebound, Baragas underneath, and she gets the second chance bucket. 63-42 with 6:30 to go in the fourth.
Baragas now 6 for 10 in this one.
Fern gets the ball, immediately shoots it, just had that three miss.
Thought she might go back-to-back there, but in and out of rim there.
Caden Clark in transition, thought about a three, had her pass swatted away, got it back, cross court to Dincher. Peyton Dincher has it fall short, rebounded by Cecil. Kaya Woods sets up the offense. Passes it to Fern, Fern to Cecil, continues to swing around to Kohler. Kohler. And now 3-second call, as I believe it's on Lauren Gherkin as a series of substitutes happen, and the 5 for the Falcons will be Kiera Miller, Joniah Bland-Fitzpatrick, Sophia Moskane, Paige Kohler, and Jasmine Fern.
Falcons looking to kind of just coast to the end of this one.
McLeod looking to make a pass, did, and then lost it down the baseline for a moment. Joniah Bland-Fitzpatrick still covering in the backcourt. Ava Johnson fighting for position down low. Matthews can't make the pass. Gives it back out to Eli Clark. Now Johnson has the ball, guarded closely by Moskane. Dincher has it top of the key. Pass swatted away again by Moskane before hard drive to the basket, missed by Dincher. Quick transition for the Falcons. Paige Kohler drives, kicks it out to Miller. Miller misses that three. Offensive rebound, Moskane gets it out to Fern, and the Falcons will slow it down. 5:10 to go in the quarter. Blaine Fitzpatrick drives left side, out of control, but she does end up getting fouled.
This is a hard there. Not the first one of those of the day for Blaine Fitzpatrick, but chance for a couple more free throws.
She did tie for the team lead on Sunday with 17 points, a lot of those in transition, a lot of those assisted by Paige Kohler. As she will head to the free throw line where she is 2 for 5 on the day. And she misses the first one off the left side of the rim. Second free throw has some help from the rim and the backboard and goes in, as she's now at 5 points. 64-42, just hitting the 5-minute mark. Amaya McLeod brings it down the floor. McLeod drives right side, all the way to the basket, has it go too far, rebounded by Jasmine Fern. She gives it to Blaine Fitzpatrick. Blaine Fitzpatrick stops, passes it out, Fern to Kohler. Kohler, three, Paige Kohler hits it. And you won't believe why the kids are getting hyped here, as it is 67-42 at the Stroh Center. As Kohler hit the three, 17 points now.
Paige Kohler, player of the people there, firing this young crowd up with a little hand motion of her own.
And the coaching staff can't help but laugh from it, as well as every kid in the arena very excited from that one. And we now head to a media timeout. This timeout is sponsored by Juniper Brewing Company, 145 South Main Street in downtown Bowling Green, featuring coffee and craft beer and serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner. See the latest menu at juniperbrew.com. We'll take a quick break. 67-42 Falcons over Lemoyne on WBGU 88.1 FM.
BGSU graduate Jason Jackson from the Miami Heat here. Make sure to tune into the Zig Zone every Sunday at 4 p.m. on WBGU 88.1 FM, home of the Falcon Media Sports Network.
The Bowling Green men's basketball team plays in their first game of 2026 on the road up in Amherst, Massachusetts to take on the UMass Minutemen on Saturday, January 3rd, with tip-off set for 2 p.m. Falcon Media Sports Network will have a recap of the game on bgfalconmedia.com.
Hi, my name is Taya Ellis, and I play on the Women's Bowling Green basketball team. And these are my Falcon 4 favorite meals to cook. One is this Jamaican meal called oxtail rice and peas. That's one of my favorites because my mom and dad used to cook it growing up, so it just continued on. Another one is tacos, because it's just easy, something easy and quick to make. My third one, I would have to go with steak and mashed potatoes, because who doesn't love steak and mashed potatoes? My last one, I'd say Alfredo, because I love some pasta.
You are listening to Falcon basketball coverage live on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Welcome back to the Stroh Center between Bowling Green and Lemoyne. The Falcons leading 67-42 in this one, as Bowling Green, they haven't gone out to as big of a lead as they have in other games throughout this win streak, but they still have played a sound game today.
Yeah, still a strong performance on both ends of the court. Nothing to hang your hat sadly on for the Falcons.
Eli Clark brings it down the floor. 4:25 to go in this one. Matthews to McLeod. McLeod drives right side of the basket, stops, spins out of it towards the mid-range area. Still looking for help, finds it to Ava Johnson. Johnson over now to McLeod in the corner. McLeod drives hard, left side of the basket, and they're going to call a foul on that one. It's going to be on Sophia Moskane. And McLeod yet to score in this one. 0 for 2 from the field.
Right call there, pretty easy to see. We'll see if she gets on the board here.
And she hits the first one. Two teams not far in field goal percentage, 41.8 to 38.6, but the Falcons in command as McLeod hits the second one, despite the students' noise. 67-44, 4 minutes to go. Miller to Kohler. Kohler thought about the three. Now passing the corner. Blaine Fitzpatrick stops. Mid-range shot is good.
Nice job by Blaine Fitzpatrick. Picked a great spot to just pull up and hit the floater.
Now stolen by Kira Miller as Clark lost control. Miller goes to the basket. Easy layup. 71-44. 3:30 mark now. Dincher passed it inside to Johnson, and they're going to call a foul on Moskane. Got too physical, trying to prevent the pass. Valuable minutes for Sophia Moskane as she is a redshirt freshman, did not play at all for the Falcons last year, showed up in the spring semester.
Tough start to those minutes, though.
Now pass underneath. McLeod misses the layup. Kira Miller gets the rebound, looking up ahead. Passes it all the way to the left side to Fern, and that pass was low. And
errant deflection there.
Fred Shamil not happy with Miller on that pass. It was low to Fern, and Paige Kohler, no one was near her on the right side of the floor. Inbound now from Bunnell, back in the game. Wangalo, guarded by Miller. We hit the 3-minute mark. Rachel Lynch got the ball in the pass, and another foul away from the ball by the Falcons defense. And I think that one will be again Sophia Moskane. Third foul already, and she will be subbed out for Kendall Moxie.
Well, you know, Adam, these are the kind of areas where, you know, better to learn, better to get these minutes, better to make those mistakes against a team like this as compared to in a conference game.
Assistant coach John Nicolay mentioned that that is something that Moskane needs to improve as her defense. She can shoot the ball at a high rate, especially for her height, and she needs to improve defensively to earn those minutes, as there was a turnover on a travel violation by Lemoyne, and now a foul in transition by Rachel Lynch.
You know, and just when it was seeming that Bowling Green was kind of firing on both ends, really scoring some points and getting some stops, it's kind of like slowed down in both directions. The step out of bound there, just to compound with the couple of fouls from Moskane there.
Blaine Fitzpatrick passes it over to Cecil. Before Kira Miller in the left corner drives the basket, got fouled, and gets herself a trip to the free throw line.
With the way Cecil's been shooting today, I feel like she's passed up quite a few opportunities that she could have pulled it. A missed three from the corner by Fern earlier, and even on that position, there was a bit of a grin after she passed the ball. I think she was thinking to herself, I could have taken that one.
She is only 5'6", so maybe part of it afraid to have the shot get contested or blocked.
Definitely a factor.
But she has been 3 of 5 from the field, all of those three-point attempts. Also 2 rebounds, 2 assists, and 2 steals, as Kira Miller misses that first free throw.
But again, if you're Fred Schmiel or one of Cecil's teammates, you have to appreciate the unselfishness, you know, making the pass, looking for the clearer shot.
And the second free throw good by Miller, 72-44, 2:40 to go in this game. Wangalo passes it over to Lynch. Lynch couldn't get the handoff to Postel. Now down low to McLeod. McLeod spins, couldn't get the shot over Cecil, rebounded by Miller. Kira Miller for the Falcons has it towards the top of the key to set up the offense. Passes it right elbow to Moxie. Moxie tries to hand it off back to Miller, can't. And instead the ball gets tipped away. And Lynch stole it away, gave it to Postel. Now Postel trying to find a driving lane before kicking it out.
And a nice job by Lynch avoiding the risk there with her 4 personal fouls.
Lynch passed it out to Bunnell, and Bunnell misses that 3 before it's rebounded by Layla Harrison. Only a minute 45 now, 72-44. Bowling Green in command. Cecil gives to Harrison. The Falcons slowing it down now. Blaine Fitzpatrick finds a spot. Mid-range shot falls well short. It was rebounded by Postel. Now she gets it back up the floor before passing to Lynch. Lynch, a little mid-range shot, no good. Blaine Fitzpatrick gets the rebound. Falcons decide to slow it down as a minute and 5 to go, 18 on the shot clock.
1 minute remaining to play in the game. 1 minute.
Falcons swing it around to Blaine Fitzpatrick towards the free throw line. Stutter step before a pass, 5 on the shot clock. Cecil gives to Miller. Miller over to Harrison. Harrison, as the shot clock expires, she hits that. The Falcons execute perfectly to the final moment of the shot clock.
Great job, Layla Harrison, finding something at the clock there.
And now a foul in transition by Blaine Fitzpatrick. And that will lead to a trip to the free throw line for Jessica Wangalo.
Wangalo with a chance to get some points on the board here. Currently 0 for 2 from field goal attempts for this game.
Hits the first free throw. Wangalo started the first 6 games, has spent the 3 before and this one on the bench to start the game, but she has been one that has brought the ball up a lot today as she hits the second one, making it 74-46 with 36 seconds to go.
Definitely starting a lot of plays for the Dolphins despite not filling the stat sheet very much.
Falcons will just try to run the clock out as Miller holds it, gives it to Cecil as they stay near the half-court logo. And the shot clock will run down. Now only about 9.2 left in this one, as Moyne will try to get one final shot off, but Bowling Green will now make it 6 straight wins, and 5 of them to start the homestand.
And you know what? It wasn't always flashy, but at the end of the day, you got it done en route into conference play.
Lynch misses the final shot, 74-46. Bowling Green gets the victory over Lemoyne to finish their non-conference play and move to 7-4. Lemoyne drops to 1-9 as the kids are happy for this school day game. Holden, any final thoughts before we have our post-game interviews with assistant coach Maggie Lucas and our player of the game, Kaya Woods?
Yeah, Adam, I don't think this one necessarily looked like how we thought it might in pregame. Credit to Nick DePillo and this Lemoyne team. You know, certainly a convincing win by Bowling Green, that 28-point margin, but you do have to give credit. You know, challenged early and often in this one. Clearly some mutual respect between Fred Schmiel and his former assistant coach Nick DePillo. A well-fought game from the Dolphins, but the Falcons, a convincing win, large double digits, taking care of business going into conference play when they're going to need all this momentum that they've built over this 6-game win streak.
Well, thank you for joining me, Holden, as it was a pleasure of a broadcast alongside you. Stay tuned. We'll go to a break, but when we come back, we will have assistant coach Maggie Lucas and our BG Falcon Media food and drink guide player of the game, Kaya Woods, as you are listening to Falcon Women's Basketball on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Hi, my name is Emma Stransky. I'm a winger for BGSU Women's Soccer. My 4 favorite animals are ferret, because I have 2 and they're the cutest things ever. Falcon, because we're BG. Fox, because Chris Fox, our coach. And then a flamingo, because I think that they're pretty.
listen to replays of recent Falcon Media Sports Network's broadcasts, tune in to WBGU 88.1 FM every weekday morning from midnight to 3 a.m.
You are listening to Falcon Media Sports Network coverage on WBGU 88.1 FM in Bowling Green, Ohio.
Millions of people all over the world go hungry while we waste our land and water resources. Did you know that raising animals for human consumption uses 8 times as much water as growing fruits, vegetables, and grains? And that the same amount of land can produce 17 times more soybean protein than meat protein? For great vegetarian recipes, write People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals. That's PETA, Norfolk, Virginia, 23510. Thanks.
The Zig Zone, Falcon Media Sports Network's weekly radio show dedicated to BGSU athletics, has a new segment. Make sure to tune into the show every Sunday from 4 to 6 p.m. to listen to the one-on-one segment, where Holden Ruck will interview a key figure in BGSU athletics.
Join the Zig Zone Sundays from 4 to 6 p.m. on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Welcome back to the Stroh Center as we are joined by Bowling Green assistant coach Maggie Lucas after Bowling Green's 74-46 win over Moyne. Now, I want to start with the performance of Kaya Woods today in the starting lineup. 11 points, 7 assists, 5 rebounds, 3 steals. She was everywhere today. What can you say about what she did today for you?
Yeah, Kaya's starting to put it together. She's a baller. She is, she loves the game, and she really invests. So she's figuring it out little by little, and she's doing a great job for us. It's learning the system as a point guard, and I think she's getting a good grasp on it, and she's got to keep moving in that direction because we're better when she's playing like that.
And now moving over to more of the defensive side. Only 74 points offensively, but you only allowed 46 and forced 26 turnovers. Are you fine with sacrificing the scoring to just hold a team down defensively?
I mean, defense is what you can always control. So, when you can do that, you can win games when you're not, always shooting at your highest clip. So, we always want to take care of the defensive end, but why not do both?
And then down Janea Donahue and Taya Ellis today, you had everyone step up. You had Paige Kohler get 11 in that first quarter. How great was it to see that you didn't have your full starting unit and still came out with a good performance today?
Yeah, I mean, that's the way it goes when, when people are, when one person goes down, the next person has to step up, or, other people got to pick up the slack. And I think, that's what good teams do. That's what great teams do. So, being able to do that is very important over the course of a season.
And now the winning streak moves to 6, and you start conference play Saturday against Kent State. What are you looking forward to now that you're in MAC play?
It's a battle top to bottom in the conference. It's an exciting conference, and we're, looking forward to starting it on our home court. But we got to continue to work on us and continue to improve and get a few people healthy here.
Well, thank you for joining me, and
Yes,
best
absolutely.
of luck
Thank you.
for the rest of the season. Thank you. Now we will take a short break here as we will wait for Kaya Woods for our BG Falcon Media Food and Drink Guide Player of the Game. Thank you again to assistant coach Maggie Lucas for joining the broadcast as you are listening to Falcon Women's Basketball on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Most people out here think that taking care of one another is important. And most people would step up for a neighbor going through a tough time. Most people around here help out friends and family when they need it. But the funny thing is, most of us won't look for help when we need it. Talk to someone if you're struggling with mental health, because most people out here really care. Find more information at loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
In mid-2017, we received the news that nobody wants to hear. Your child has cancer. St. Jude made us feel that everything was gonna be alright. It's like an army of people working together, following the same dream, which is getting 100% success rate for curing childhood cancer.
Finding cures, saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
Don't let biased algorithms, or degree screens, or exclusive professional networks, or stereotypes, don't let anything keep you from discovering the half of the workforce who are stars. Workers skilled through alternative routes rather than a bachelor's degree. It's time to tear the paper ceiling and see the stars beyond it. Find out how you can make stars part of your talent strategy at tearthepaperceiling.org. Brought to you by Opportunity at Work and the Ad Council.
Unlike other local sources, Falcon Media Sports Network and BG Falcon Media will never charge a paywall to view our content. However, if you are looking to support student media, you can donate at the bottom of our stories on bgfalconmedia.com.
Miss a BGSU sports broadcast? Head over to the BG Falcon Media YouTube channel to listen to past calls by Falcon Media Sports Network.
This hour of programming in WBGU is brought to you by the BG Falcon Media, a group of student media organizations located at Bowling Green State University and available online at bgfalconmedia.com.
My name is Jamal Johnson, number 6, running back in the senior, and here are my Falcon 4 favorite candies. First, we have Skittles, Sour Patch Kids, Reese's Pieces, and Hershey Kisses. And these are my favorite because when you're at Halloween and you dump out that bag, these are the best Halloween candies to pull out. So those are my favorites.
Interested in joining Falcon Media Sports Network? If you're looking to get involved, send an email to sports@bgfalconmedia.com.
Hey everybody, this is Kevin Hutchinson, host of The Swoop.
And this is Brooke Blake, executive producer for The Swoop. The Swoop is BG24's sports talk show about all things BGSU athletics.
New episodes come out every Thursday at 6 p.m. at bgfalconmedia.com.
Follow and engage with BG Falcon Media on social media. Find the handle at BG Falcon Media on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube for all sorts of content, including news information, BGSU athletics coverage, and feature stories from across campus. Enjoy specialty content such as full episodes of the local music showcase, Live and Loud. The coverage continues with BG Falcon Media on all major social platforms.
Bowling Green Gymnastics hosts the Eastern Michigan Eagles for a dual meet at the Stroh Center on Sunday, January 11th, starting at 2 p.m. Falcon Media Sports Network will have coverage following the conclusion of the meet, available on bgfalconmedia.com.
Hi everyone, I'm Claudia Schmidt. Resist the empire of cacophony. Listen to The Folk Show, Thursdays from 6 to 8 p.m. on WBGU 88.1 FM, and also streaming at www.bgfalconmedia.com. Listen up, listen in, and enjoy.
Looking for a BGSU Athletics talk radio show? Tune into the Zig Zone every Sunday at 4 p.m., where a panel of Falcon Media Sports Network members discuss the hottest BG sports topics. Only on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Falcon Media Sports Network produces weekly short-form and long-form social media pieces for in-season sports all year long. Make sure to check out at BG_FMSN on Twitter/X and at BG Falcon Media on Instagram and Facebook to view the content.
Start your day with WBGU FM and Early Bird Oldies. Tune into Northwest Ohio's community radio station weekdays from 4 to 6 a.m. for classic hit music from decades past. Enjoy all the golden oldies you remember and stick around for local community news and entertainment with The Morning Show. Early Bird Oldies, broadcast weekdays from 4 to 6 a.m. on Northwest Ohio's community radio station.
Looking for a BGSU Athletics talk radio show? Tune into the Zig Zone every Sunday at 4 p.m., where a panel of Falcon Media Sports Network members discuss the hottest BG sports topics. Only on WBGU 88.1 FM.
If you ever miss the Zig Zone on Sundays from 4 to 6 p.m. on WBGU 88.1 FM, or just want to re-listen to the program, each show is posted in full on bgfalconmedia.com with timestamps so you can skip ahead to your favorite part.
Ever heard of Falcon Media Sports Network's broadcasts on Falcon Radio or WBGU 88.1 FM but don't know where to listen? Well, set down the radio, pick up your phone, and go to bgfalconmedia.com and scroll to the bottom of the page to stream Falcon Radio and WBGU 88.1 FM for all broadcasts.
Now back to more Falcon basketball action live on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Welcome back to the Stroh Center. After Bowling Green defeats Moyne 74-46, I'm now joined by my BG Falcon Media Food and Drink Guide player of the game, Kaya Woods. The BG Falcon Media Food and Drink Guide provides the latest food and drink specials from local restaurants. You can find it on our homepage, bgfalconmedia.com, or simply go to our top navigation, mouse over life, and click on food and drink. Kaya, amazing performance today, 11 points, 5 rebounds, 7 assists, 3 steals.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it surprised yourself. You were all over the floor today. How were you able to do it and just help lead this team?
All of it comes from God. I'm grateful to even be out here. And we talk about not taking stuff for granted. I've been in college for about 3.5, 4 years, so, I'm a little, well in tune with everything. And that's just how I play. I'm a scrappy player. I love the game. And to be out here doing it with these people is a great opportunity.
And you talk about the people that you have with you, 2 injuries today with Janea Donahue and Taya Ellis. How great was it that everyone helped step up for them?
If you can't tell now, I don't know what you're watching. Our team is deep. There's not one set starting 5 that we could have. Anybody could be in the starting 5. Our bench is insane. Everybody on this team could contribute, and we're definitely missing 2 huge pieces on the bench right now. We're praying they're getting healthy and everything like that, and they'll be back better than ever. But our team is deep, as you can see. So everybody can help and contribute and do their part. So.
And then you have the Sharpie in hand. It's the school day game with all the kids in the crowd. How great was it to have this environment today?
Oh my goodness, young energy, children, kids, all that, they just bring a whole different life to the gym, life to life in general. I'm grateful to even have them here. They went crazy on that whole 67-point score that we had, but it's an honor, it's a privilege, and I'm just grateful to even have them ask me for an autograph. You know what I mean? To have that impact on the younger generation. It's something that I've always looked forward to. I was a young kid in their position at one point, and to be the person that they look up to and they're cheering for, and for our team to be those types of people, it's an honor.
Well, thank you for joining us. Great game today, and best of luck as conference play starts Saturday.
Thank you. Go Falcons.
And that will do it for us here from the Stroh Center. 74-46, Bowling Green defeats Moyne to continue their win streak up to 6 now. They are 7-4 on the season. Conference play starts Saturday against Kent State, and that will be a big test already. That will be Lucas Kleinmeyer and Trey Kennedy on the call for that one. That will be the final game of this homestand for Bowling Green, a 6-game homestand, as now the kids eagerly await for the players to come out of the locker room for some signatures, as it was a fun environment for the school day game. It's only 1:15 right now, Eastern time, so still a lot of day to enjoy on this beautiful Tuesday here in Bowling Green. And with that, I'm Adam Duffin. A great job by Holden Ruck alongside me today, and a great job by Dan Ridenour in the studio all by himself. With that, I'm Adam Duffin. Have a great day, Falcon fans, as you are listening to Falcon Women's Basketball on WBGU 88.1 FM.
You